That came about because through my own awareness of this issue, it became obvious that children mirror what they experience at home. Um, and Catherine often talked about her boys, her three boys, and how they were beginning to vocally repeat things, that her husband was saying to her about how she was a slut, about how she was ugly, about how she was offensive, and even the very youngest was picking this up. And she talks about how they were always looking at her in the aftermath of a beating. Um, so not only did she suffer the humiliation, the physical trauma, but she also then had to deal with the fact that her three boys were forming judgments that somehow this was her fault. When her husband was beating her, she was putting the children in the attic to keep them safe, to keep them out of harm's way. Um, so what I believe happens in Catherine's mind eventually when that explosive break finally happens for her is that she realizes she has to ultimately save them from turning out like their father. Um, it actually wasn't a difficult choice in terms of the play and Catherine's story. It came very gradually to me as her voice was very insistent to me that the attic was really, really metaphorically important, that it was a haven, and that it had a greater meaning. And I never felt the need, and the character never felt the need to tell me anything more explicit than that, anything other than what she very subtly through the main story gives us about the boys in the attic, what that really means.